following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
With holidays coming up, Macomb Police and OPS have tips for you to keep in mind before you head home.
Western Illinois men's basketball tries to stay hot at the beginning of the season, and they had a tough test last night against rival Eastern Illinois. Highlights of the down-to-the-wire contest later on in sports.
And later, News 3 meteorologist Molly Naslin will have your 5-day forecast.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Imagine showing up to work one day and being told you are no longer have a job the next. This is what happened to the employees at the Macomb Hardee's on Monday. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. I'm Nick Garrick.
And I'm Terrence Black. Those former employees are now searching for a new job right before the holiday season. News 3's Devin Brooks spoke with the former workers affected by the store's closure. He has more in this report.
Monday morning, employees of the Hardee's restaurant off of West Jackson and Ward received stunning news about the fate of their job.
I was kind of stunned. You know, I come in and to actually see everybody taking out all the equipment and things like that, and no one's actually, we started coming in for a meeting.
The now former employee showed up to work for a scheduled meeting with the district manager, but instead,
she said, "We are closing down," which obviously everyone could see because all the equipment was being torn out. "We are closing down. You have the choice to go to Carthage if you want to continue employment."
17 employees were let go, and they still have no idea on why.
The only thing that I've been told was issues with the lease.
The general manager says she was told Sunday night that they were closing down and that workers had already begun cleaning out the building.
Sunday night, about 7 o'clock, I was having dinner with my family. Our DM called me. She said, "Yvonne, I just wanted to be the first person to let you know that we are closing the Macomb location." I mean, at first I was kind of taken back by it. I didn't have anything to say, and then she said, "This is going to happen tonight. We're bringing a full crew in to start cleaning up the restaurant."
This cell phone video taken by Old shows the equipment from inside the Hardee's being hauled out on the lot. Olds and Setwell say they have a family to provide for, but now that the holiday season is here, they're unsure how they'll make ends meet.
A lot of people are hurt. A lot of people have kids. A lot of people have families. It's right before the holidays.
And days after losing their job, the former employees still want to know why they weren't told in advance that this would happen.
We had a small conversation with the owner, and he said, we asked how come we weren't notified. He says the reason we weren't notified was because he had to run a business, and that if he would have told us, and the employees would have decided to quit on him.
But I feel that if the company knew that they weren't going to renew their lease 3 months ago, they should have gave us some type of notice.
Although since Illinois is an at-will employment state, state law gives employers the power to terminate employees without reason or warning.
Have to figure out everything from bills to Christmas. You know, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a hardship.
I mean, you cared more about running your business until the last day when you decided to close and making every dollar that you could until the business closed off the backs of these people that are now on their face and don't know how they're going to make ends meet.
That was Devin Brooks reporting. 2 men are in custody after officers say they shot and attacked the men with a BB gun. Police responded to a complaint Wednesday afternoon on Scotland Street on the east side of Macomb. Officers say that Zach Hawk and Joseph Landry were armed with a BB gun and approached the victim and then shot and attacked him. They say the men were gone by the time officers arrived at the scene. Officers found the men's vehicle a few blocks from where the attack happened. Police arrested Hawk and Landry, and they were each charged with mob action, aggravated battery, and disorderly conduct. They are lodged at the McDonough County Jail.
As the holiday season is approaching, the WIU Office of Public Safety and Macomb Police Department want to remind members of the community to keep some safety tips in mind. Make sure all your doors and windows are locked when you leave for break. If you have any valuable items, take them home with you or leave them with a trusted individual. And also have someone trustworthy to check on your residence. The Macomb Police Department and OPS will increase patrol activity near off-campus student housing during breaks.
Another business is set to close in Macomb. Modern Home Furniture will be closing in the next few months. The business is having a closing sale with discounted prices up to 70%. Modern Home plans to sell over $1 million worth of furniture. The sale will be going on until business closes in January.
Many people came out to savor the flavor of Macomb yesterday. The Taste of Macomb is an event put on by the Inter-Hall Council. It took place in the Multicultural Center. IHC says around 400 people showed up to try food from a variety of restaurants around the city. They said they hope to have the event next year with a bigger budget, warmer weather, and better weather outside.
And an organization on WIU's campus wanted to expose their students to different aspects that make up African culture. NEWS3's Samira Wilson has the story.
Good. I mean, you know, coming from like a different culture, you know, like using the herbs and spices that they use, like it was very good.
The two favorite foods that students liked were the jollof rice and the meat pies, which are from Nigeria. The Taste of Africa wasn't the only event that ASA held.
We also had a study table and like various activities that would give us an opportunity to engage with different students in the community.
Students were eager to be able to taste different foods from different countries in Africa.
Yeah, we have different countries represented here. Actually, we have like 16 countries making food, and they are quite different.
Before students were able to taste the food, they had the opportunity to listen to different styles of music that came from African countries. When the food was ready, the line for the tasting was very long. The African Student Association plans on having future events to bring the WIU community together. From NEWS3, I'm Samira Wilson.
Thanks, Samira. Be on the lookout for more upcoming events from ASA and the Multicultural Center. ASA's events are advertised in the Multicultural Center and on their Twitter page at ASA_WIU.
The WIU Art Gallery is kicking off an art show. The senior group exhibition showcases paintings and sculptures made from students in the program. The display is on the second floor of the University Art Gallery, and there will be a reception held today from 4:30 until 6 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. People are able to view these pieces until December 8th.
Coming up on NEWS3 Live at 4, we're one break away from Black Friday. Learn how local businesses are preparing for the rush.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, James!
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of the camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
You may need to get your blood pressure checked based on new guidelines released by the American Heart Association this week. Nearly half of all Americans are considered to have high blood pressure. Mayor Maloney has today's Health Minute.
Is your blood pressure too high? According to brand new guidelines released by the American Heart Association Monday, nearly half of all Americans now are considered to have a blood pressure that is too high. The old guidelines said that a person with a blood pressure of 140/90 or higher had high blood pressure. With the new guidance, both men and women should be treated if their blood pressure is 130/80 or higher.
Reducing the blood pressure under 130/80, lower than what we thought before, prevents more heart attacks, prevents more strokes, and prevents death. And so that's why the guidelines have changed.
This does not mean millions of Americans now need medication, but doctors say Americans do need to make some lifestyle changes, including watching their salt intake, exercising more regularly, and getting the right amount of sleep. High blood pressure or hypertension is the second leading cause of preventable heart disease and stroke deaths in the United States. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Black Friday is an American tradition where retailers offer great discounts to kickstart the holiday shopping season. One retail store here in Macomb says it will be offering amazing discounts. News 3 Raul Villalobos has more.
Black Friday's almost here, and for some people, it's nothing. But for most, it's a big deal. It is especially a big deal for Macomb's shoe sensation. Lots of people do their shopping on Black Friday weekend, and according to research, approximately 141 million Americans go shopping on Black Friday, spending about $50.9 billion. There are lots of downsides when it comes to Black Friday, and that is the occasional chaos it brings with huge crowds.
Black Friday is amazing. Customers are excited, we're excited, it gets a little crazy in here sometimes.
Black Friday promotes a simple model. The better the deals, the more shoppers.
Our corporate office is currently putting our Black Friday promotions together.
Like many other businesses, they are beginning to prepare for Black Friday, which for the employees brings long shift hours, busy shoppers looking for great deals, and bringing the employees together as a family, which will be tested on Black Friday.
I love it. We all get along, we work well together, and it feels like a family.
For News 3, I'm Raul Villalobos.
If you don't find what you want in stores on Black Friday, deals will continue online the Monday after Thanksgiving. This is commonly referred to as Cyber Monday.
In more consumer-related news, an event aimed toward getting people to shop local is today in Macomb. The Macomb Merchant Mingles is taking place from 4 to 7 p.m. in the downtown area. You can start at any 8 locations to pick up your punch card. You must travel to other locations to get a punch for them as well. You may turn in your punch card at any of one of the 4 downtown eateries to enter a drawing for local prizes. It being cold outside, you might want to dress warm.
Well, I'm preparing for that. Right. But coming up, will the weather be great this weekend? We'll find out more. Molly Nason will tell us. I was born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about News 3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Good afternoon. Welcome back, Macomb. We saw some cloudy skies out there today, but they cleared up as the day went on. Currently seeing a temperature of 36 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 6 miles per hour, so it's a little bit breezy out there. Humidity at 78%, and the dew point is currently sitting at 36 degrees. Now, take a look at these wind chills across the nation. In our area here, you can see that we're sitting at about 30, 31 degrees for a wind chill, so that's considerably lower than what our actual temperature is. Looking at our almanac, we're usually sitting at about 50 degrees and 31 for a high and a low. We're well below that for today. It was very cold last night, and we're seeing that this morning. Looking at our current service map here in Illinois and over the Midwest region, we have a high pressure system, which has made for some very clear skies as of late. A little bit of clouds this morning again, but those cleared up as we went on to this afternoon. Taking a look now at our Midwest weather tracker, as you can see, we had some clouds this morning, and then those just faded away as we moved into our afternoon, provided for some very sunny skies. Looking at our regional temps here in Macomb, we are sitting at about 35, 36 degrees. Burlington is seeing temperatures of 35 degrees, and Keokuk is sitting at 42 degrees. Tonight, we are going to see temperatures right around the freezing mark with 32 degrees here in Macomb, 33 in Beardstown, and 34 over in Keokuk. Now tomorrow, we're going to be seeing temperatures of 52 degrees for a high here in Macomb, 51 in Peoria, and 52 in Burlington. Looking at tonight, we're going to see a low get down to around 32 degrees, so right around the freezing mark with mostly clear skies. So if you're going out tonight, bring a jacket because there aren't going to be any clouds to keep any of that heat in, and the winds are going to be coming out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing cloudy skies, getting ready for some rain moving into our area for when you get started on your Thanksgiving break, with a high of 55 degrees, winds out of the south-southeast at 17 miles per hour. And now looking at your 5-day forecast, Friday we're going to have cloudy skies with rain moving into the area as we hit the evening hours. That rain is going to continue into Saturday with some possibly heavy rain and thunderstorms with a high of 48 degrees. Sunday we're going to have some partly cloudy skies with a high of 40 and low getting down to well below freezing at 29. Monday, partly cloudy skies again. Same thing for Tuesday, but on Monday we're going to be a little bit warmer with a high of 54. Tuesday we're dropping back down with a high of 48.
Well, Molly, I'm so happy that we're not getting that snow yet.
Oh no, that snow's going to hold off for a while, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that rain to get the Thanksgiving break kicked off this weekend.
Well, that's great. Now, Zach, what do you have in store for us in sports?
Well, I hope you guys like basketball because that's a lot of what we've got coming for you today. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. First off, the MHS girls basketball coach, Zach Keene, calls his new system a work in progress, and it was back in action last night in the Lady Bomber Classic. Plus, an NAIA school gave Western Illinois basketball all they could, the women's team. Basketball highlights and more coming up next on Live at 4.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Zach Stone. After a season-opening loss to the Pekin Dragons, the Macomb Bombers were back in action at the hangar. The Cardinals of Pleasant Plains, the second test for Macomb's new system. Game 2 of the prototypical MHS version of the Grinnell system. And early on, the first layup by Alex Nevy going down, tying the game up at 2. Still, Sophie Whitford from 3. Macomb on the run right now, 5-4, the edge they hold. And it would keep going Macomb's way. Lexi Leeser from 3. They were just finding it behind the arc. Still in the first, Jordan Hare can't put it in, but it's picked up by Erica Dawson, and she picks it up, puts it back in. Macomb 10-7 halfway through the first. But Macomb would go through a dry spell. They wouldn't be able to pick up the rebound here. The ball bounces back, and Allie Fraze gets the shooter's roll. Second quarter, the Bombers turn it over. Fraze scoops it up, goes end to end, and she's going to drive the right-handed layup, and it falls. And the Cardinals would keep going, part of which because of these easy shots that they were finding inside. Heidi Hergenrother, the points there. No wins after 2 games under the new Grinnell system. The Bombers falling to Pleasant Plains 64-38. The Bombers continue their homestand tomorrow night when they welcome the Ducks of Havana. Tip-off is scheduled for 8 o'clock at Washington Street Gym. And with girls basketball already underway, the Macomb High School boys basketball team open up their season next week. A tournament to begin the year, Macomb with 5 scheduled games from Monday to Saturday. The Bombers have a very full schedule. On Monday, they take on the true home team of the tournament, and then games against Pleasant Plains and Dunlap during the week. Over the weekend, they finish it out. The Bombers will face off against Chatham Glenwood in the morning, and then will later that night take on Morton in their 5th game of the week. Following the tournament, the Bombers return home on December 1st to take on Illini West. And the WIU women's basketball team picking up early momentum after a blowout win against Illinois College. Before beginning their road trip, they welcomed an NAIA opponent, William Woods, to Western Hall. Head coach J.D. Gravina honored before the game after earning his 100th win for WIU last Friday. The Leathernecks getting off to a poor start. Hannah Bland goes end-to-end, and Olivia Brown finishes it on the other side. Inside, Western had good ball movement. This time, Kaufman finds the drive and goes inside for Krishna Merriman. The Owls staying in it, though, in the second quarter, partly from their outside shooting. Bailey Rollins nailing the corner 3. 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and it's Taylor Hanneman who's drilling it from outside, and it was straight on. Never going to miss that one. Michelle Farrow, also a sharpshooter for the Leathernecks, from 3, left side, bullseye. WIU starting to gain momentum and pull away in the 4th. Brown driving on the baseline, the dish, and the score. And Emily Clemens just doing her thing, dishing it to Farrow. Again, another trifecta. She finished with 18 points on the night. The Leathernecks stomped the Owls 96-57, improving their record to 3-0. Next up for J.D. Gravina and his women, a trip to DeKalb to take on Northern Illinois. Following that game, the Leathernecks have 2 days before heading to Champaign to battle the University of Illinois. And with the women starting their season 3-0, the WIU men's basketball team trying to start strong, hoping for back-to-back home wins. At home against Eastern Illinois in what would be a heavily defensive brawl. The battle for the old rail splitter owned by Eastern Illinois in the past few meetings. Western off to a good start. Freshman Kobe Webster knocks down a corner triple. Waning seconds of the first half, CJ Duff stops 15 feet away, and he sinks it. The Leathernecks lead 30-28 at halftime. First minute of the second half, D'Angelo Jackson on the ball. He dishes the behind-the-back pass to Jajuan Starks, and he turns to the two-handed flush. And the Panthers built a 5-point lead in the second half with the help of this 3 by Montel Goodwin. Brandon Gilbeck would be big in this one. He's going to find Webster on the outside, another corner trifecta, and the Leathernecks were starting to have fun once again. Goodwin trying to crash the party, though, going inside. The easy layup going down. But WIU would go on an 11-0 run, including a flashy reverse layup by Dalen Ankrum. And down by 1 in the final minutes, EIU would need some big points. Another 3 by Western, putting them up 54-52. And after a couple missed free throws, EIU would look for the corner 3 to seal the victory. They go back outside. The pass does not go well, and the desperation 3 falls short. The Leathernecks take it 56-54. Leathernecks barely holding on to beat Eastern Illinois. Dalen Ankrum leads the Leathernecks with 21 points. Freshman Kobe Webster adds 10 more, and Brandon Gilbeck a force on defense with 4 blocks. The men at home again on Saturday taking on Calvary University. And Charlie Fisher and the 7-3 WIU football team with a crucial game this weekend. Ranked 9th in the Stats FCS 25 poll, the Leathernecks welcome the Salukis of Southern Illinois to Hanson Field. The Leathernecks already projected to make the FCS playoffs, but a loss on Saturday could cause them some major issues. With 4 teams capable of finishing at 7-4, it seems as though one team in the Missouri Valley Conference won't make the playoffs. Kickoff from Hanson Field is set for 1 p.m. on Saturday. That's sports. Final word is next.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand, said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Popular board games were brought to life for WIU students. The University Union Board hosted a life-size game night this past Tuesday.
Classic games such as Connect 4, bowling, Jenga, and bowling even more were at the event. Oh, is that Terrence Black? I think. That's my co-anchor right there. That's the Terrence Black.
Yeah, that was me.
Terrence, how was it there?
Well, it was a lot of fun, actually. The big machine in the corner called Meltdown, that was the death trap of the whole game night.
Did you actually get to experience it?
I did. I went in there about 3-4 times.
Oh my gosh, how was it? Was it
It was a lot of exercise, honestly. Jumping over the arms and then ducking. It was almost like, I honestly got hit in the face I don't know how many times.
Really?
But it was a lot of fun.
It was heavily taxing on the body then.
Yeah, a lot of students enjoyed it.
Well, that's wonderful. Now,
Right,
Molly?
Well, we have some interesting things going on in weather coming up. So we're going to kick off this weekend with some rain tomorrow night and into Saturday. So if you're heading home either tomorrow night or Saturday, make sure you're watching out for that. But the rest of the Thanksgiving break kickoff is going to look pretty good with highs in the upper 40s, then dropping down to the lower 40s on Sunday. Then on Monday, we're kicking it back up to 54 degrees with some cloudy skies. Tuesday, high of 48 degrees. So really great start to kick off Thanksgiving break if you're hanging out here in Macomb.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
I don't really have a favorite. I don't know. Turkey, I guess.
Turkey?
I love ham, so that's me.
See, I'm for the dessert. It's all pumpkin pie. But that's all for us today.
But we're online all the time.
Stay up to date with us. News3WIU.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
A reminder, we will be on vacation next week for Thanksgiving break. Thank you for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb, and happy Thanksgiving.